Hello, good people of the interwebs. It's the Bad Mini Painter here, and today we're going to be painting up some Thunderhawk gunships. Well, we're going to paint up one Thunderhawk gunship, which is one of the bigger models for Legion Imperialis. A game I'm getting quite into. It's pretty awesome, and I love these tiny models because, well, they're easy to make good, make look good. And being bad, that's right up my alley. And talking about being bad, I started by losing quite a bit of video for some reason. Maybe me not being able to manage it. But what I do here is I go in with a rack hard flesh, thinned down quite a bit, and I just kind of slap it on. I'm not overly, I'm not that precise. I just put it on there and then I dry brush with the raid bone. And the end result looks like this. The dry brushing part, I managed to fuck up or corrupt, or I don't know what I did, but it's definitely gone, that's for sure. So next up, Deathwall Forest as a base layer, as a contrast to the Record Flesh, because we're going for a Death Guard theme here. That's my army, so that's what I'm doing. And for once, I actually taped up my model. Normally, I wing it. I try to make a straight line as good as I possibly can, and normally it's pretty shitty. So this time, I decided to use a little bit of tape, and I think it's Tamiha. Anyway, it is for models. So this tape has this wonderful quality that when you peel it off, it won't peel off the paint you already put on there. So it's a decent result. And afterwards I go in with the Death Guard green and just dry brush the living shit out of it. This is actually a dry brushing. Normally I do what I would call a dry smearing, where I have a lot of paint on the brush, but that wasn't really the effect I was going for this time. I wanted to add a bit of highlights, so to highlight the Death Forest part, I use Elysian green. And it's just a basic like edge highlighting, nothing real special about that. It was just I'm going to dull everything down in a bit, so just to have a little bit of sharpness to it. And I decided to do the same for the white path with the white scar. Again, just an edge highlight here and there where I felt like light would be hitting, or a highlight would draw some positive attention. And after that's done, I destroy everything with a very thick wash of Vallejo brown wash. It's the big bottles. It's very runny. It's not that highly pigmented. So had I done this with the Aquax Earthshade or something like that, the model would just be brown now. And that's not the result you get with the Vallejo products without thinning it up. So I do prefer these. Next up, lead belcher, because there's a lot of metal on this. And generally I use lead belcher for all the metal parts. That makes sense, right? So that being the guns, the engines, there are some little vents here and there. Generally places where I feel like it makes sense, and also where I can break up the monochrome paint job that I'm currently putting on this model. Next, we do some bright browns, just to add a little bit of detail or variation on the guns. Yeah, really nothing, just here and there. I think you can pretty much slap it on wherever you feel like it would look good. So I decide to take select parts on the gun, drawing a little bit of inspiration from the box art. Finally, for the gun barrels, I decided to paint them black, and also the tip of the rockets, I decided to do them in black as well. Again, just to add some variation, a little bit of interest. I mean, you don't want to drown it in different colors, but a little here and there, it makes a big difference for the end result. And finally, my favorite part, the black wash. This is when everything becomes crisp and nicely marked out. does seem to add a lot of detail, or not add detail because the detail is already there, but it emphasizes the detail really nicely. So I slap on a fairly thick layer of black wash from Army Painter, and it is less pigmented than something like non-oil. Non-oil dulls everything down quite a bit. The Army Painter black wash is not that bad when it comes to high pigmentation or dulling down. Finally, we can do the windows, and I actually looked forward to this because it gives some room for creativity. It's not just coloring in. Well, you can be creative all over, but it's an obvious point. So I give it a base layer of Keldor Sky. Try not to hit the green, but I have a Death Guard green ready for when I do, and I do. So just blocking in all the windows with the Keldor Sky. Careful. There we go. Next I use Techless Blue, watered down heavily, and I kind of stipple it on, going from the left top corner to the right bottom corner. And doesn't really matter which direction you go, but just doing this half thing gives a kind of a gradient look, and it's I like it. And as soon as it's dried up, it's a lot more subtle. So a final detail of Blue Horror from Citadel, just right in the left bottom corner. I do a little dab where light would reflect in the window, and the end result is this. Yes. So I've painted a lot of bad models, but this one actually turned out okay. Well, I say that often. Often they turn out okay, just not brilliant. I mean, again, there's no golden demon in it for me, but it was a decent result. And I think I pretty much nailed how to do this color scheme really easy. Oh, sorry, that's bad recording, but something went into my throat. No, I feel like I have figured out how to do this color scheme fast and easy. So the title of the video isn't a lie. Yes. So also what you have to remember is that when you view the model on the table, it's like this. This is what you'll be seeing. No one is going to put their face down into your models. If they do, they're weird and you should get away from them. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like. It helps a lot. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. I'm doing mainly Warhammer 40k and Legion Imperialis as a random video. I upload once or twice per week, so there's plenty of my horrible content for you. Thank you for your time. I know it's valuable. Have an awesome day, and I will hopefully see you soon for another upload. Bye.